It's called Witness. 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 Starring Harrison Ford as John Book, and also starring Kelly McGillis, who's famous for Top Gun, whatever. And also in this movie that I really like, it's called At First Sight with Val Kilmer from '99, where he's blind and she plays his overprotective sister who takes care of him because their parents are dead. And well, they're adults, but it's just the two of them, and she takes care of them. And that's for another episode, though. But so yeah, this is Witness, and it's just such a beautiful movie, and it's so classy. What I appreciate it before I go into the plot, what I really appreciate about it is that it's classy. Like you have it's about a Philadelphia cop protecting an Amish woman who's a mother with her son Samuel, and it's just classy. It has scenes in it where, because Amish people are treated like like they have the plague or they're freaks. Like when people go to visit Lancaster, where it takes place, and everything, and you know what I mean, and how people just without even thinking treat people that are different to them just like I don't know, like they have a disease. And so it takes place in Philly and in Lancaster, which is funny because that's near me and I've been there, in the Amish community there. And I just love that before I go into the plot and everything, I found it so classy that Harrison Ford, like, he sticks up for them and he sees himself as one of them, as like they've accepted him into their clan as well. And so I like that he sorry. I just It's really nice. There's a scene where he has to use a payphone. And they obviously don't have one in the community. So, but um the guys there, they take him on a buggy to use the payphone. So he wants to call his partner, and then he finds out he's dead, and which really obviously upsets him very much. And they just show a scene there where people are visiting Lancaster, and they're getting putting the cameras in the Amish face and just showing how they're really treated, just like they're zoo animals, like people visiting a zoo, like, oh, look at the Amish, you know what I mean? And just there's this bully guy, or all these bullies, and they're rubbing ice cream on the one's face that went there with Harrison Ford's character John, and John sticks up for him, and he says, "You're making a big mistake," and the guy's like, "Ooh," and so he ends up, like they're thinking, because Harrison Ford's wearing just he's wearing the Amish clothes to blend in, because he's hiding out in Lancaster, which I'll get to when I talk about the plot. Sorry, I know I'm going out of order, but just bear with me. So they think he's just one of the Amish like them, the bully. So he's just like, ooh, what's he gonna do? Nothing. And then Harrison Ford, through the anger of finding out his partner died, and just the fact that he feels very protective of them, because he's fell in love with Rachel. He fell in love with Samuel, the son. You know what I mean? And he's part of their clan now, and he's very protective. And I like that they included that. And he punches the crap out of this guy and breaks his nose. And it was to stick up for them and how they're being treated like freaks and sideshow freaks. And so and then it's sad that he's just looked at as like, oh, this, and the one old guy's like, oh, this is gonna kill tourism and everything, and that's all they care about, and it's sad. And I just thought that was such a beautiful scene. And I like that the movies treats it with class and elegance and not just like, ooh, these are Amish. It's done very beautifully. And so let me get to the plot. So the plot is that it starts out where you see like a nice landscape and everything of the community in Lancaster, and you get like an idea, which brings you right into it by the way it's filmed. And so Rachel, who is the mother, and Samuel, the little boy, who must be like, I think he's like he's got to be 5 or 6, I think only. They're going to Baltimore to visit family, and so they take the train. And Amish people do that. Like I worked at a thrift store, and they would come in once a week and buy stuff that they are able to buy. And they're always really nice to me. They never, they're polite and everything. I always had good, but who doesn't like me and my charm? No, I'm kidding. But no, yeah. So anyway, they're going to Baltimore on the train, and their train gets delayed, so they're at the train depot. And Samuel needs to use the bathroom, so he goes into the public bathroom there, and there is he witnesses basically a cop, or basically he witnesses two guys murder a cop, and we're not sure who they are at this point, but one of them is Danny Glover, really famous for the Lethal Weapon movies, but he's in so much stuff. And I always think of, from like as a kid, he's in Angels in the Outfield as the manager. So Samuel, Danny. So Samuel, he witnesses the murder through the bathroom stall, and they don't realize that once they hear a sound, he's smart enough to like slide under the stall and go on top of the toilet, and they don't realize he's there. So that saves him or whatever. But then, so what happens is I don't want to give away everything, so you'll really enjoy this movie. So he witnesses this murder, and then so Harrison Ford and the police all show up there and everything, and so the boy has to go to Philly. They have to take him and Rachel to Philly so he could identify who it might be, like with a police lineup and everything. And Rachel doesn't want any part of this because she doesn't want Samuel to be around guns or in a dangerous city or anything to do with this, which, any mother would want that. Not just Amish, but any mother, would be the same way. Rachel, Kelly McGillis plays the role so beautifully. So anyway, he takes him to first stay at his sister's house, which is really cute because he's very protective of his sister, and she's like, "Oh, you think you know everything because you're a cop," and all this stuff. And it's funny how they have like a bond, and you could see that Harrison Ford's character John has a wall up, you know what I mean? And he's not married, he doesn't have anyone, he's kind of lonely, but he begins to fall in love with Rachel and vice versa. And there's a scene the next day in the diner where he takes Rachel and Samuel out to a diner to have breakfast, and she says about the things that his sister said about him. And it was just really funny because, like, he didn't get mad or argue it. He kind of gave that smirky, that, what do you call that Harrison Ford trademark? Smirking, like Han Solo. Like, where he didn't argue, and he's like, "Oh, yeah?" So it was funny. And, it's just such a cute movie. And I want to share all the really good parts. Oh man, there's a very beautiful scene, because I don't want to give away everything, so I know I'm saying it kind of all over, but you watch it, you'll see. So they eventually have to hide out, like I was saying earlier, where he has to pretend to be Amish and dress up. He has to hide out there because now they know about the boy and everything, and they're gonna come to, you know, to kill. They're gonna come to kill John because he makes the mistake of trusting his old mentor and his old partner when he was a rookie on the police force, and going to his house and telling him about it, that he thinks because Samuel identifies him as the Danny Glover character, and but he's with the DA or something important. He's another cop, and it's like, what? Like, you know what I mean? A cop doing this that's like award winning, or like everybody likes him. So, um, he takes it to his who he thinks he could trust, his partner for years, and then now that he found that out, that guy knows now, and he's gonna come kill him at the farm in Lancaster. And so, and also, what happens is that Harrison Ford's character John almost dies because he gets shot. He gets shot in the geez, I forget where it was, but he gets shot before they get back to Lancaster, and he goes to drive off and leave, but he passes out in the car and drives into the mailbox, and then they have to save him. The Amish doctor has to save him with natural remedies or whatever, and Rachel takes care of him for 2 days, and that's kind of where their bond gets created. And there's a beautiful scene, which is, I think, is the most famous scene in the whole movie, where once John recovers, he's in the barn with his car beat up, and he's trying to get it started again. He gets the radio started, and it's an oldie station, and they're playing the song Wonderful World, and it's the Sam Cooke version. Herman's Hermits also covered it in the mid 60s. They're the famous British invasion band. And so that song was a hit twice, but it's the Sam Cooke original, and I love Sam Cooke. He's amazing. You know, it's sad that he got murdered, and he was friends with Martin Luther King, but you know, that's a whole other story for when we cover music. So I just love seeing Han Solo in this more romantic role, and showing his wall come down and be really vulnerable. You know what I mean? I think this is his best movie. Well, regarding Henry, I think is his first movie, which is for another day, another episode, and this one, Witness. And it's beautiful. And so he gets the radio playing, and that song comes on, and Rachel comes to visit him, see how he's doing, and they just have this like great moment where they start to dance, and she's never experienced, you know, like pop music like that or anything at the radio, and she just lets herself go, and they have this nice dance, and together they slow dance, and it's just so fun seeing Harrison Ford sing to the lyrics of the song. You know the song. It's like, don't know much about history, don't know much biology, don't know much about a science book, don't know much about the French I took, but I know that, or how's it go? But I know that I love you, and if you love me too, what a wonderful world this could be. Well, I don't, how's it go? Well, I don't claim to be an A student, baby, but I'm trying to be, or no, let me do it again. Well, I don't claim to be an A student, but I'm trying to be, 'cause maybe by being an A student, baby, I could win your love for me. And it's just, oh, I love that song. The oldies, they're the classics are the best. So, um, yeah, they do that, and then I forget who it is. I don't know if it's Rachel's father or one of the elders. He finds them alone in there, and he pulls her out, and he's saying like, you're going down a dangerous path and everything, and she's saying like, well, I didn't do anything wrong, and he's like, yeah, but you didn't yet. And she's saying, I don't care. And I like that she puts her foot down, and is really considering leaving to be with John, and it's great. and I love that. What a movie. It's very, yeah, it's so cute. I don't want to give away everything. So I think that's, there's obviously so much more, but I don't want to give away everything, and so that's the yeah, that's the main of it. So I hope you really go out and watch it and everything, and leave in the comments on what you thought and everything, and you know, and then we'll see you for the next episode, and to cover the next movie or TV show.